Good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Today is Friday. Friday, everyone. Or is it Friday bonk? Or is it more like Friday bonk? Yes, today is Friday, January 16th, 2025. We're on the backside of January. Wow. This month is going too fast. Finished class number 2. My final class, 2 out of 10 down, 1/5 of the way down. Next week it'll be 1/3. Okay, so here we are, Friday. We're going to be in the studio again today, doing some wonderful stuff, making magic. Making magic. Cool. But here we are, and our memo of today. What's a meme? What does a meme? A meme is an idea that spreads from brain to brain. So our memo is the obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. It's not the obstacle, it's the way. We'll talk more about that. Here we are, though, our usual daily routine, same time, same place. This could be, 4 years straight, maybe. No, more than that. Yeah, who knows? The shadow do. Right, so, yeah. So same place, same time, usually the same place, but same time, I'll say same place. Our goal is the same, to help our students and interested people on their journey through this life, where we have on the belief that we have a soul that transcends death. Right. Soul that transcends death. And it continues on the trajectory we have each set. So if we're moving towards God, it continues towards God. If we're moving away from God, you continue on that path. And who knows what comes from there. The lake of fire, who knows? Okay. The shadow do. Okay, let's look at our worksheet. Worksheet advice from an 80-year-old. Count your blessings. Yeah, that's true. Because no matter how bad we have it, we probably have it better than any other time in history. That's my vitamin D. We probably have it better than any time in history, number one. Number two, it could probably be worse. If you're watching this, it could be worse. Those two things aren't connected. Doesn't mean watching this means there could be something worse. But if you're able to watch this video, this podcast, it could be worse. You could be in a situation where you wouldn't have the ability to watch it. You wouldn't have the time, you wouldn't have the resources, you wouldn't have the technology, access to the tools, etc. But you do, so it's not as bad as it could be worse. So count your blessings. Instead of focusing on the glass is half empty, how about if we look at it that the glass is half full? All in our perspective, right? Could be worse. And you could say, we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. Or perhaps better, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, right? In leaves, no step had trodden black. I like that line. I like how it goes. Anyway, that's just rambling. We'll get rid of that in editing, right? Right. Okay. How about Seth Godin? The squeeze, the squeeze. See, this looks like a long one. Woo! Yeah, it's about 30 seconds. Once a company hits a plateau in their market share, the pressure begins to mount. Investors want more of a return. Shareholders want the stock price to go up. Managers pay attention to the metrics they're held to, and the squeeze begins. At first, the squeeze focuses on efficiency. Cut obvious costs without diminishing customer delight in the conditions that the employees work under. That doesn't pay off forever, particularly in competitive markets. At this point, there are two options. The first is to re-engage with the market. Innovate, create opportunities for customers to find more opportunities and value. Use the resources you have to make something better. The other, which is far more common, is to squeeze people, imagining that they might not notice, and then with full knowledge that they do, but betting that they don't have much of a choice. Diminish the quality of life for employees. Demand more, offer less, increase stress, and forget what the original focus of the organization might have been. Raise prices, but lower quality and portion size and service at the same time. FedEx decided that answering the phone on the first ring, happily honoring their guarantee and bringing extraordinary service to customers wasn't as important as increasing their bottom line. Phone trees, unintended email boxes, and plenty of fine print all exist to squeeze a few more dollars out of their existing sales. JP Morgan Chase actively chooses to maximize short-term profit, betting that customers are too entrenched to switch. They'll invest in coal, amplify credit card debt. They'll invest in coal. Yeah, wow. Amplify credit card debt and outsource whatever they can to increase their margins. If you use either of these companies or any of their peers, can you honestly say they care more and deliver more value than they used to? Cory Doctorow describes the monopolistic dead ends built into most corporate financing schemes. Enshittification isn't the decay that comes from neglect. It's the active squeeze, trading the path of better for the short-term goal of making a few more pennies. Yes, but a billion pennies adds up. When an organization races to the top, they're very clear about what they're doing. They'll engage their team and the market in a mutual dance towards possibility and improvement. But when an organization is focused on the squeeze, they know precisely what they're doing, but will obfuscate and deny instead of admitting it. That should tell you something. Very clever, very clever. Very clever, Seth Godin. Very, very clever. You very clever man. Okay. Or as the sign over there says, bunk right there, Seth Godin, stop taking shortcuts. Right, it's right over the Peloton. And 3,000 workouts later, you can say, stop taking shortcuts. The habit is in, the unintended consequences. It doesn't feel good if you don't do it in the morning. Stuff settles in. Okay. The obstacle is the way. This fits under the sign over the door. Yesterday was the only easy day. Approach to life. Yesterday was the only easy day. What does that mean? That's an orientation toward life. It's not a observation, it's an orientation. What if, I should have that out. What if you had an orientation towards life that yesterday was the only easy day? I'm just going to do a little bit more today. That's it. Just a little bit more today. That's all I'm going to do. Just a little bit more today. Not a lot more, just a little bit more. It could be a breath work of more, but those keep adding up. It's like what they say at the gym. You start out and you push yourself too hard and then you can't do it. But if you just have this little you have the multiplier effect, the force multiplier effect. Okay, we're going to come back to that in a second. Today is day 5 of week 3 of our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 5, week 3. And we have Derek Sivers. This is the week we wrap everything. This is the day we kind of wrap it up. And then tomorrow and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday, we put the icing on the cake. We bake the cake. We get it so it's all. But today is we wrap everything up. And so this week is called Outside My Skull Size Kingdom. This is where we get the world, even though we think the world revolves around us, when we look around, everybody else thinks the same thing. And okay, well, they're mistaken, but that's okay because they can do whatever they want with their life, as long as it doesn't hurt me. But I need their help. I want to be successful. And so I can't do it alone. How do I get them to help me? How do I get them to help me on my journey? How do I get them to be the crew on my boat? How do I do that in a positive way? Not by manipulation, etc., which we'll learn about next week. How do I do that? So Monday we learned from David Logan, join a tribe, nudge it forward. We are all part of tribes, many tribes. We're in many, many tribes. Our church tribe, our favorite team tribe, our favorite TV show tribe, our work tribe, our church tribe. We're in all sorts of tribes. Tribe is a group of 20 or more people. Okay, so birds fly, fish swim, people form tribes. We're social animals. So pick one of your tribes and nudge it forward. Join a tribe, nudge it forward. Tuesday, we learned how to nudge, and that was Seth Godin's 4-step formula. 1, you got to find something to change. Find part of the status quo to change. 2, tell a compelling story. 3, connect the true believers and ignore the non-believers. Don't argue with them. Don't fight with them. Just ignore them. Keep repeating the message. 4, lead them. That's it. So that's what we learned from Seth Godin. On Wednesday, Simon Sinek told us, well, how do you tell a compelling story? And the compelling story isn't about what you're going to do. It's not about how you're going to do it. The compelling story is why we need to do it. Why we need to change the status quo. That is what the compelling story is about. Why do we need to change the status quo? What's that? Ah, that's that. Why do we need to change the status quo? That's it. Why we need to change the status quo. And if people believe you, when you tell them why they need to change the status quo, what are they going to do when you say, who's coming with me? Right? Here's why we need to change the status quo. Who's with me? Or, as Dr. Robert Bush would say, are we together on this? Are we together on this? All right. Okay. Next. And then lead them. So today, well, Thursday, very important day. I was thinking about what's happening in 2 hours. We're going to be down at the studio. 3 hours, we're going to be down at the studio. 4 hours when we're going to be down at the studio. Today, okay, day number 4, very important one. David Phillips, the story before the story, the bonding moment, the thing of bonding. So I can try to tell you a compelling story so you see the world the way I see it. You agree with why we need to change the status quo. Or I can have a little magical science. And that is the story before the story. Just the thing to bond, the thing to get us together on it, where we're experiencing the world the same way. I have thoughts in my brain that I turn into sounds that travel through the air, that land in your ears, go into your brain, release the same chemicals in you, or release the chemicals I want to release in you, so that we see the world the same way. For example, people notice I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't eat a lot of beef, very little, very, very little beef, only on special occasions, like somebody's birthday. But when I do, I like a good steak, good New York steak, medium, pink all the way through, no blood, nice, rich color, dark on the outside, hot, juicy, baked potato on the side, broccoli, butter, sour cream, etc. The last time I went to a restaurant, the waiter came over and as he was putting the plate down, I noticed his thumb was on my steak. And I said, hey, why is your thumb on my steak? And he said, so it doesn't fall on the floor again. So if we deconstruct that, as I'm talking about the steak and I'm describing the steak, you're picturing it. And if you like steak, you're like, yeah, that sounds like a good steak. And then the baked potato and the broccoli, and you're starting to get that ghrelin going, right? And then when I say thumb on my steak, all of a sudden it's yuck, right? What? You start feeling yourself like that. And then when I said his reason, so it doesn't fall on the floor again, the initial thought is you picture that, you think of a steak on the floor, there's immediate revulsion, and then it's, wait, what? Is this serious? And then when I smile, then you laugh. We have bonded. That's an example of day 4, David Phillips, talking about the importance of doing that. Now, if we are like that, and then I get into my compelling story, now we see the world the same way. We are together on it. Our neural network is working, and we are together. With that, I'm going to say, and cut.